Hold on for a minute. I'm gonna set this up again. It should be in the same spot that it was. Yeah, because that's the far angle right there. That's those two. Or three. Alright. Okay. So it should be good to go. I'm just gonna pick up where I left off last night. Don't know how far I'm gonna go, but we'll try and get through everything tonight. Not gonna rush it though. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. What? Oh, come on. Okay. So this is visible. Like I want it. I'll try to like center this, and so it's better. So yeah, there we go. All right. So that is our second card that was put down last night. I'm not going to reshuffle anything because I've already shuffled and don't really feel like it needs to be shuffled. Alright, third card, I'm just going to go ahead and draw it. Turn the card. Oh wait, you know what? Is my significator card showing? There we go. There. Okay. Place it. So turn it up. Just above the head. And this crowns him. It represents the best he can arrive at or his ideal in the matter. What he wants to make his own, but it is not his own at present. Okay, so third card goes above, like that, and this is, oops, I stopped opening my tea. This is the moon. Never have gotten the moon, so we'll see. This is some like interesting artwork though, in the background. Okay. The moon. I'm trying to figure out what this number is. 18. And the 18 Arcana moon. We plunge into the dark and mysterious world of our subconscious, into the deep and unexplored world of the human psyche. Monsters generated by fear and ignorance crawl out of the deepest recesses of the soul and mix with reality. There is no object world here. There is no objective world here. It becomes how we see it. The sky reflects the struggle between two forces. Clouds threaten to cover the moon, and the moon itself, which has visible and invisible sides, represents obvious and hidden forces. It simply reflects the sun's light, and This inability to emit light itself inspires fear from becoming a victim of illusions. The moon represents the moon represents practical and fulfilled mysteries of the night, which are opposed to the mysteries of light with their Gnostic teachings. Early Christian dogmas, Greek idealistic philosophy, and Eastern religions uh, that enlighten the human soul are bizarrely mixed. At the same time, twilight, or the time between day and night, has been considered a magical time since ancient times. In general sense, the card denotes the creation of a dream and the search for oneself, the temple of the soul, and the conversation with yourself and this inner temple. Eternal solution, the subconscious, but the moon also has a shadow side. Uh, one part of it always hidden from human eyes. These are lunar illusions and deception. You have to uh, penetrate the veil of illusion and find out, discover what is accurate, authentic, and what is false. It is possible that in the process of searching, you will experience the pain of disappointment and subsequent sobering up. And if you have unknown and involuntary, unaccountable desires and fears, vague fears, then they most likely arise apart from the depths of the subconscious. Please note that please note that suspiciousness and phobia is passing through the 18 arcana may indicate several mental illnesses. Sometimes the moon can talk about negative external influences on the subconscious, hypnosis, witchcraft, sorry, manipulations of a psychotechnical nature, etc. In general, about everything remains beyond our understanding. Illusions, disillusions, disorientation, disorder, hysteria or madness, dreaminess, falsity, terror, the darkest hours before dawn, the beginning of decisive changes, the dark layers of the subconscious, mental illness. Condition, going beyond internal constraints. When you want to cry via volatile emotions, and then laugh for no reason, the construction of an ideal in the imagination, and the pursuit of which a person finds himself, the discovery of the dark sides of the soul, the subconsciousness, daydreaming, awareness of the inner femininity, the acquisition of anima, a look into yourself, into the shadow side of your personality. So, very deep card. A card that makes you do shadow work. Relationship characteristic, intuitive search for the way into someone's heart. There's a deep feeling of a partner chosen by an inner, inexplicable attraction. You are feeling the other as your second half, deep understanding, a state of reciprocity, reciprocity, when words are not necessary, communication at the level of one energy wave. Okay. Um, Physical conditions. Uh, Search for your image. Unhealthiness is caused by emotions. In classical literature, love fever and even brain inflammation are often mentioned. Painful feelings, unstable mental state, psychosomatic diseases, feelings, the search of yourself, uncertainty in your feelings, the desire to find a reflection of your emotions in your partner. Warning, don't you go into the world of illusions because the ghostly moon. Don't you go into a world of illusions because the ghostly moonlight is not reality. Regret about the past and self deception. Mm, I'm trying to think about this question as if it's saying or asking, uh, um, so you enter a world of illusions. You choose to ignore reality, because the ghostly moonlight is not reality. Uh, and it says, after that, regret about the past and self deception. Don't you go into the world of illusions because the ghostly moonlight is not reality. Hmm. Okay. I don't really know what that means. Um, Very deep card. Advice: pay attention to your inner world, to the darkened, truly the feminine, intuitive part of consciousness. Turn your dreams for advice. Look for the ideal within yourself. Your deep self will unmistakably determine what it should be. Astrological association: Pisces, sensitivity, high intuitiveness, intuitiveness, serenity, uh, melancholy, or just sadness. Yeah, super deep card. Um, okay. So that was 3. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to 4. I don't know how long this is gonna be, but I'm just gonna go ahead and continue on. So for 4, this one says a place below the feet. This is what I don't understand, because this guide says that this has to be right here. The significator card has to be right here, and it should basically be covered up by the first and second card. But it also, move this a bit. But it also says to place at his feet. I'm just gonna say here. Oops. Is at the feet. This is beneath him. It is his own, that which he has to work with and can use. Okay. So 4th card is going to go down here. And this is actually upside down. This is Earth 9. Yeah, Earth 9. Where's Earth at? 3 of air. Wait, wasn't it water, fire? Yeah, last one has to be Earth. Then. I have not. I don't think I've gotten any of the Earth cards yet. Because last time, yeah. So this is my first time drawing a Earth card. Okay. A meaning. The Nine of Earth is a growth card. Rapid maturation, acceleration. When self-awareness does not keep up with the growth of personality, a person has new opportunities, but he clings to the old. The inner size of the character does not correspond with the environment. Mind you, size is put into quotation. Condition. There is no adequate self-esteem. Perhaps it is underestimated. Loneliness and attachment to the past, fear of inconsistency. In the broad sense, the conflict between man and time society is reflected in the famous literary works of Jonathan Swift, Gulliver in a land of Lilliputians, and Eugene Swartz, The House That Swift Built. Never heard of any of these books. So don't really know what that means. I could look a couple of them up first. There's only two that it mentions. But this card is also upside down. I don't know what that means. I've heard that it doesn't matter because it's the card. I've heard that it does matter. It could maybe flip the meaning. It can maybe mean opposite of what it says, or it could, I don't know. Those are just the things that I've heard about it being flipped. It's a very old book. Yeah, this is a super old book, I think. Oh no, wait a minute. Yeah, it is. It's a very old book. It's part of a it's part of a collection called Gulliver's Travels, and a 4-part spectacle work by Angelo Iris author Jonathan Swift, published anonymously in 1726. Very old book. So that is the first book. And that's by Jonathan Swift, and the title of it is Gulliver in the Land of Lilliputians. I might be butchering that name, but that's what it's called. The other one is by Eugene Swartz. And the title of this book is The House That Swift Built. Which, when I think of a house being Swift built, it's probably not a very stable house. Probably has a lot of mistakes in it. we'll see. How's that Swift built? Uh, it's a Soviet fantasy comedy drama film directed. Wait. That's not a book. That's not a movie. What's the book about? There's a movie though. Came out in 1982. I don't know if it's in English because it says it's a Soviet film. Wait, is this not a book? It has to be a book. It has the name of the author to it. Book. More. Yeah, all I get is the film. I don't know why. I only get the film. I typed in book after it and it still goes to the film. I just want to know what the book is about, or what place it takes, what time it takes place in. I don't find it though. Let me type this into Amazon. Copy. Darn it. Okay, I don't see it. It's not even on like Amazon Books. I don't know. This is something. Maybe it's like one and the other. One for like English, like I don't know. One for English speaking people. One for Russians. I don't know. I can't find anything on this author. Because nothing like I can find a book for sale, but that's it. Letterbox. Yeah, I don't even find that name anywhere. It's very weird that I type in the name, like the author of the book that the guide has and everything into Google, and it's just like, nope. The only thing that's here is really the movie, and I'm not even sure if the movie has anything to do with the book. But the first one did come up. The Jonathan Swift uh, Gulliver's Travels. So okay, all right. I'm gonna finish reading the rest of this card. Okay, relationship characteristic. A highly complex relationship may be experiencing a crisis due to too rapid changes with one of the partners. An equal marriage is the interaction of two very different people. Relationships can be based on one of the partner's importance, superiority, and uh, cons- condes- condescension. in the in the future position, one of the two will outgrow the relationship. Physical condition. Uh, the investigated personality is more robust and more significant than the partner or environment looks at them from the height of his position. This card may warn of psychological incompatibility. Feelings, mismatch of tempers or scales of partners to the complete absence of emotional attachment, a sense of superiority. That's horrible. Um, the second aspects of the meaning of this card is excellent cleanliness in relationships, attention to detail, scar, scar, scarpupulous. Sorry, I'm trying to read these words. Uh, screw, screw, scrupulousness. I guess. What does that word even mean? Scrupulous of a person or process diligent through the extremely attentive to detail. The research has been scary. Yeah, so it's very into detail, very concerned to avoid doing wrong. There's someone who's like very careful with what they are doing. Um, Warning, you're going too fast and you don't have time to adapt to your new opportunities yourself. Your environment is not ready to accept you as a new one. Advice, grow up and don't waste your time on uh, trefoils. Straighten up to your full height and you will see the stars. Want to stay if you want to stay in the same relationship, hide your mind as a slight deformity. Uh, I guess hide how smart you are. That's what it's saying. Um, it's like don't waste your time on trifles, which just means things of little importance. Okay, astrological association Venus and Virgo. The second dean of Virgo, slow, thawing, and awareness of their capabilities. Okay, touch this real quick. Go. Alright, on to number 5. What does I do for 5 first? Is it on the side that this is looking away from? See, this is what I mean. Oh, no, never mind. I see. Alright. This is on the side that the significator is looking away from. Okay. So, do it like that. This is beneath him. It is the current. It is the current from which he is passing away, and it may be the past of the matter. Okay. And then place number 5 right here. This one is also upside down, and it's the Earth 2. Wait, what? Earth of 2. Yeah, Earth 2. Okay, I just want to make sure I had the right card. This is kind of well, no, it's not. Never mind. It's different. I was gonna say it's the cover card, but it's not. All right. Meaning, the very beginning of our relationship, there is a peeping, estimation, verification, how much the partner is ready to get in touch. Look before showing apparent activity. The girl flirted and put his hat on her head. On her partner, did it stupefied by the unusual situation and her courage. It is like gently preparing the chosen candidate for a more serious relationship. Pay attention to the fact that in the plot of the card, actions are performed not with feeling but out of calculation. According to the 2 of the Earth, someone can obtain some benefit if the relationship has been formed for a long time. It says someone can obtain benefit if the relationship has been formed for a long time, so it doesn't say which one. Pay attention to the fact that in the plot of the card, actions are performed not of feelings, but out of calculation. So definitely someone is trying to get something here, and that's why it says someone can benefit if the relationship has been formed for a long time. Obviously, if you're trying to get something, or keep getting something, that's most likely to happen over a long time. Whatever that may be. Condition. Keen interest, light playfulness for the man, low self-esteem, which nevertheless begins to overgrow in the presence of a partner. I'm going to read it again. Keen interest, light playfulness for the man, low self-esteem, which nevertheless begins to overgrow in the presence of a partner. So the longer that this person is around their partner, the lower their self-esteem grows, which probably means that, mind you, this could be flipped. It could be flipped anyway, so it could be the woman or the man, but for whichever one has the role, the self-esteem gets lower and lower, probably from, I don't know, something going on. And then in the beginning, again, it says keen interest, light playfulness. Okay. Relationship characteristics. A game or a light flirtation of someone's purpose with long-term intentions. The marital benefit is a clear interest in each other and not a loss factor. So, a game or light flirtation for someone's purposes with long term intentions. So, marriage is the goal here. Physical condition, a hint of the beginning of a sexual relationship. Feelings, well, I'm going to go back because it does not say the beginning of a sexual relationship. It says a hint of a beginning of a sexual relationship. I guess maybe be on the lookout for this later. Feelings, estimates of how these relationships can be helpful. Flirting with your goals. Mercantile interest. Warning. Aren't you being too careful? You should not focus on the partner's opinion about yourself. He may have low self-esteem. Advice. Well, before I go on, the warning is don't be too. It sounds like a saying. Don't be too. Don't care too much about what it is that your partner thinks about you. Meaning that if someone has low self-esteem, it's most likely that they are going to hype up their partner more about something. So they're going to look down on themselves and look up to whatever their partner does more. Warning, advice, act, but delicately, slowly take the initiative. Task is to make a person out of a partner before realizing that. Advice, act, but delicately, slowly take the initiative. Your task is to make a person out of a partner before realizing that. So I'm gonna guess help your partner with low self-esteem, maybe. Or helping your partner with whatever it is that they need. But take it slow. And be delicate with it. Figure out what your partner needs to liven up and to help them be themselves. Because that's something that people with low self-esteem have. They have issues trying to be themselves. Astrological association. Jupiter is in Capricorn, the first dean of Capricorn. Roughness. Compliance with generally accepted norms and boundaries. Thoroughness is the word I was looking for. Thoroughness. Okay. What is the sixth card? Let's see. What do I have to do for the sixth card? Place it on the side that they're facing. Okay. So, like this. This is before him. It is the current that is coming into. Action will operate in the specific manner. Okay. So after I lay this card down, I am to place. It says the first 6 cards plus the significator card are now disposed in the form of a cross. The next 4 cards are turned up in succession and placed to your right, above one another. So I guess I am to place my other 4 cards now. Okay, those are visible. Alright, I just want to make sure everybody was getting close to the tripod a little bit. Alright. The priest. Wait. I might have issues finding this one because that's not it. Nope. No. Tell if that's what's happening. Nope, he's not shying away. The Hermit. Strength. Punishment. Death. The priest 5? Hold on. No. It's gonna take me a minute to find this. And it might be all the way at the end. No, never mind, it's not. That was the High Priestess. The Emperor. I don't know. There's the Taurus card too. Let me look. This one might be it. I think that this is it, but this is the, in the guide it says this is the Hierophant. Hold on. I mean, it has like a, not much of a description. I'll keep on looking because I can tell by the astrological sign if this is it, since there are only so many of these in the beginning. Leo. And normally these cards do not have anything else than the astrological sign or planets. I wish that some of these would tell what the number, or would start also with what the number on top was, and so you could see, because like the moon did say the number on top, but this one doesn't. Nope. Okay. I know it's not the moon now. Nope. I think it's gonna have to be that one that I said before. Please don't crash. It crashed. Damn you. This one is also upside down. So for the past 3, they've been upside down. Stop at 2 of Earth. Okay. I don't know if this word is another word for priest. It doesn't say high priest, as in like there would be a high priest in the coven sometimes. This card just says the priest. And this word is Hierophant. Oh, that does mean priest. Okay. A person, especially a priest in ancient Greece, who interprets sacred mysteries of esoteric principles. Alright. Meaning conflict of the spiritual and the earthly, absurdity and appropriateness of social discord, excessive openness, and stupid spontaneity. No, stupid spontaneity are shocking. The card describes situations in which the Quran is suggested to public commendation, but they either do not notice the attitude of others or they are not bothered by it. If the Quran or Quran, that word might be pronounced Quran. Person who consults a divination process, person initiating a lawsuit. Okay. All right. If the how do the say was pronounced though? That's what I was actually looking at. It doesn't really have that. Alright. If the Karen is a cleric, the card will say about hypocrisy, rejecting what goes beyond their ideas, dogs, dog, dogmatism, dogmatism, and uh, fanaticism. The other side of one wantoness is excessive strictness, someone who strongholds on to the letter of the law or a distorted doctrine because of their ignorance. An impostor confident in his spiritual authority and uninformed, insensitive person is giving bad advice. In a general sense, it is a wrong direction, incomplete knowledge, orthodoxy, vulnerability, lack of self, strength and insight, immorality, uh, dogmatism, excessive strictness, moral norms. So this card is upside down though. So whether you want to take it that it's opposite of what I just read in the meaning, or whatever, maybe it's not as like the meaning doesn't have enough, or the meaning doesn't have to be exactly what it says because it's upside down. So it could be loose, it could be taken loosely, I guess, maybe. I don't know. Condition: the person in the role of the woman depicted on the card does not understand what is possible and what is not, does not feel the situation, and therefore cannot properly assess it. Therefore, their actions are inappropriate and they are subjected to public criticism or even expulsion from any circle. The current persists. Yeah, the current persists in their belief, but they are either too late or completely inappropriate. The behavior must match the moment. Due to excessive openness, human actions are criticized. If the current is cleric, the card will speak of hypocrisy, condemnation of what does not fit into their ideas about the world, dogmatism, and uh, fagnatism. I'm trying to read these words. I really am. An inspired, erroneous belief guides actions. Someone holds fast to the letter of the law or a distorted doctrine because of ignorance. An impostor confident in his spiritual authority. An ignorant person is giving bad advice. Relationship characteristics: partners from different walks of life with different morals, values, and views on life are an unequal marriage, mismatch of interest and intentions. I've got to say that I don't know. I don't know how I feel because let's say, of course, I think for me personally, having a partner exactly like me, boring. I would want someone different um, than me. So I don't understand how it's like how it equates that to an unequal marriage. Partners from different walks of life with different moral values and views on life. I mean, I don't know. Um, Mismatch of interest and intentions. So would that mean that they would have a real hard time finding anything to do together that they would enjoy? I mean, I really don't know. Um, but anytime I read like unequal marriage, the only thing I can think of is one person is at a disadvantage in some way. A mismatch of interest and intentions. Uh, Everything is almost about to be a fight. That's how I see it. And I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say that having a partner with different views on life would be a bad thing. Um, because the more life experience that a relationship can have, maybe the better off the two are for surviving. Um, like physically, the trying to survive. But I don't know. Physical condition, consistency with the environment, vul- vulgarity, vulgarity, lack of understanding and mutual feeling. Uh, as for sex, the partner has different ideas about the limits of what is allowed. I mean, see, fun. uh, Feelings, awkwardness, a sense of a stupid position, condemnation, the I said fun about the last one, but it could go backwards to where uh, they don't want to like explore anything. Uh, then again, this card is upside down, so feelings, awkwardness, a sense of stupid position, uh, con- condemnation, the conflict between desires and opportunities and shocking behavior as a result. A person feels at a place. Warning, are you on the right path? Uh, aren't you afraid of your courage? And is such behavior inappropriate in your cycle and the current situation? Think about whether you fit the situation. Advice: don't be afraid of yourself and your desires. Do whatever you want. Um, Astrological Association Taurus, the world of uh, primary feelings and the world of primary feelings and the desire to satisfy them regardless of existing norms and decencies, potential opportunities. The sign of Taurus gives contradictory emotions, selfishness, inertia. The sign of Taurus gives contradictory emotions, selfish inertia. Selfishness, inertia. Tendency to do nothing or to remain unchanged. Uh, that's the word that is not the that's a meaning that is not the physics meaning. Um, so a tendency to do nothing or remain unchanged. don't know what it means. The world of primary feelings and the desire to satisfy them, regardless of existing norms and decencies. Potential opportunities. The sign of Taurus gives contradictory emotions, selfishness, and inertia. So I don't. It just says selfishness and inertia at the end, but most people who are selfish are that way because they remain unchanged and they don't give a fuck about anything else. I mean, the world of primary feelings and the desire to satisfy them, regardless of existing norms. That sounds pretty normal. Existing norms and decencies. I mean, that just sounds pretty normal to me. Okay. All right. Let me move on to the seventh card. Signifies himself, his attitude, and relation to matter. Okay. This is the King of Air. Wait, what is this? Earth? Okay. The King of Air. Meaning. Oh yeah, I said this yesterday on the video. I'll say it again. I'm not reading the meanings of these cards because this is the erotic version of the deck, and I don't want to do that because if I do, there's a chance that YouTube will not like it. So I'm not doing that. Meaning, the king is a big kid, a philosopher, a romantic at heart, besides an incorrigible optimist. He always believes in the best and expects a miracle, even though his life is constantly trying to convince him. Adjusting situations that make him look like a simpleton and a klutz. I'm going to read that again. He always believes in the best and expects a miracle, even though his life is constantly trying to convince him. Adjusting situations that make him look like a simpleton and a klutz. There are cases of annoying stepping on the same rake, but remarkably, faith and goodness and high ideals is not lost. Relationship characteristics. We have high hopes for something or someone. We hope that at least this time we will succeed, but ... Physical condition. Spontaneous, spontaneity, looseness, following your feelings. Feelings, idealization. What the fuck is this? This card is also upside down. For me. Condition, great fortitude, good nature, belligerence, and romanticism. A person that treats what is happening philosophically and hopes for the best. Childishness. A warning, do not be too naive. There will be a crocodile again, advice, treat what is happening philosophically, uh, astrological association, Aquarius, Aquarius. This sign gives originally and independence of thinking. Wait, what? This oh, this sign gives originality and independence of thinking. Okay. All right, moving on to 8. 8. Turn it up. This one is water 1. Signifies his house, his environment, and the affair, the influence, people, and events about him. So this one is face up. Also, just like I said yesterday, if you want to watch and you feel like that you found this video and it must mean something, have at it. If you just want to watch for fun, also have at it. This is my first time ever reading. Sorry, this is my second time ever doing a tarot deck reading, but my first time on video. So, and I do have a guide for it. The water 1. Oh, so 1 is actually the ace. So ace of water. All right. Say what? Wait. Don't tell me. Okay. Okay, so this is the right one. Yeah, just want to make sure of that. All right. Ace of water, meaning new impressions, acquaintances, connections, the appearance of contemporary situations is hinted by a ship standing on the roadstead. Also, the Ace of Water can indicate a specific character, a romantic and emotional girl. She's easy, trust the waves of his feelings, not thinking about possible dangers. Do you remember Assel and Captain Gray from A.S. Green's novel Scarlet Snails? Never heard of it. Let me look up this book. I'm just more so looking up the books because you guys cannot see them. You can't see how it's like written. So I'm just looking up the books to give you guys more of an idea if you all wanted to go and look up the books also. I might take the time just to go ahead and read some of these books, maybe. I don't know. It's hard for me to get into some books that are older because here we go. It is a Soviet, yeah, Russian. It's a Russian book it's a romance novel, and it was, I guess, published in, there's a 1923 romantic novel with elements of fantasy by Russian. Wait, what? That's the name. What name did they have here? Green's novel. This is what I mean. What is her name? Nope, that's not the right one. Is this it? Okay, never mind. That is right. Their name is spelled different though. So it's a 1923 romantic novel with elements of fantasy by Russian writer Alexander Green, or spelt Grin, Grin. So it's a romance novel, and it has very high reviews. So if you like romance novels, there you go. Anyway, do you remember Isle and Captain Gray from A.S. Green's novels, Scarlet Snails? Such and Isle, the heroine of the element of water, all in anticipation of love and suspense. We asked the tarot of Manera what happened to the couple in love after marriage, and we realized that the story of Hazel is the story of a woman with a predominant sensual beginning. The story of our heroine from the Ace of Water isn't it interesting to trace the fate of Scarlet Snail's character? It seems that this story is the image of the Tarot Manera water suit. Condition, inner readiness for adventure and feelings, a wait and see attitude with stimulations, confidence, and success. Relationship characteristics. The relationship is very romantic, attractive. Perhaps we are dealing with the very beginning of dating. If we are talking about a couple, then one of the partners is very sensitive to signs of attention. Physical condition, attractiveness, inner magnetism, slowness, and movements, Longelor. Feeling, emotional responsiveness. Someone is ready to go in search of adventures. Please note that if this card turns out to be in the position of emotions, it is worth choosing perfumes more carefully. Sensual smells can play an important role. I have no clue what position of emotion means. Is there anything here that tells me that? I don't know what that means. I'm willing to look it up. Damn it. I'm trying to get these things to close. There we go. Yeah, that's always what I've heard is that, like, the kind of higher cards or the significant cards in the beginning, um, so the higher cards, I mean, like, the kings and queens, um, and a few of the beginner cards can mean tarot cards can represent a range of emotions. I don't necessarily see, I don't know, I don't see it. Yeah, I do not see that. I don't really know what position of emotion means. Okay. Is that Ace of Water? Okay. Warning. You have to be careful. One wrong step, and you'll get into some kind of story with consequences. There is a willingness, but there is no experience and caution. So, one wrong step, and you'll get into some kind of story with consequences. There's a willingness, but there is no experience and caution. Advice: embark on new adventures, gain sensual experience. Association: the element of water, feelings, emotions, sensations, summer. Okay. Alright. What is this card? This card is Seven of Water. Uh, Son of Water. Meaning the man is outwardly and dandy inside a monster. Sorry. The man is outwardly a dandy inside a monster. The girl looks like a gray mouse. Inside, she is a very bright person. The principle of Beauty and the Beast, imagination, caprice, intangible, danger. Something is changing. This card talks about inner purity, which is force to face the harsh reality. It can be either some unpleasant acts of a partner or a quality that unexpectedly revealed itself, or a character trait that you didn't even know about. In general, a particular event when your partner behaved in a completely unexpected way, made you both scared and think, uh, are you and this person really from the same world, from the same civilization? Condition, a sense of impending danger, fear, there's no apparent reason for it, but there is something unconscious, feeling, uh, hunches, hence the beginning of alienation. Um, so basically a card about warning of something. Mind you, uh, it says about like a man and a woman, which that guy in the picture does look very alien. He has like, I don't know if you know what like old like fuses look like, and they were like very cylindrical, and they had like round at the top of them sometimes. He has those all over his body. Um, and so this could be either man or woman. It doesn't necessarily mean for men. Um, and it doesn't necessarily mean for women. So either of the two could have like either roles. Um, but it's definitely a card about caution, because it says condition, a sense of impending danger, fear. There's no apparent reason for it, but there is something unconscious, feeling, hunches, hence the beginning of alienation. So maybe these two were in a relationship, things were okay, and then suddenly, like I said, in the meaning, something happened, and one person looked at the other like, really? Like, are you a fucking alien or something? To maybe act the way that they did. Relationship characteristics, inward roles. Sorry, I completely messed that up. Relationship characteristics in intertwining roles. Intertwining roles. There we go. Intertwining roles. People find in each other what they lack. Imagination does its job, and instead of a living person, the particular image appears, endowed with the qualities you need, especially if you feel so pure and innocent. You will find it easy. You will easily find any vices in your partner, and the time is not far off when he will turn into a frightening monster. Um, okay. I'm gonna read it again. Relationship characteristics. Intertwining roles. People find in each other what they lack. Imagination does its job. And instead of a living person, a particular image appears, endowed with the qualities you need, especially if you feel so pure and innocent. You will find You will easily find any vices in your partner, and in time, not too far off, he will turn into a frightening monster. So, so if you look for vices, meaning in other words, something that you need to like get by, a dependency basically, a dependency. Your partner, if you find those in your partner and you use your partner for that, your partner will turn into a frightening monster. Not necessarily meaning that your partner will be mean to you, but meaning maybe uh, your partner will turn into a frightening monster, because now I have this person with me. This person is good for these uses, and I have a great dependency on them. Maybe this person has turned into my favorite person, and I get a lot of dopamine when they message, or maybe when maybe I have a really bad home life and I talk to this person and they're the only ones that really understand me, so they're my advice for getting through the day. And that could be really bad, especially if they're the only person that you depend on for that. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like fighting or anything, but it's like if you use this person for something, um, not far off, they will turn into a frightening monster. Um, Physical condition, fear, internal psychology, sorry, internal psych- psychological problems may have related to appearance. So, physical condition, fears, internal psychological problems may be related to appearance. Feelings, uh, defenselessness, fear of noncompliance with the partner or the partner to you, the intuitive sense that something is wrong but good will happen is still unclear. Sorry. The intuitive sense that something wrong or good will happen is still unclear. Mm, Warning, non standard danger, possibly venereal disease. The warning situation should be considered depending on the card's position and a, and accompaniment. Accompaniment. I don't know what this word means. Venereal. Of or relating to sexual desire or sexual intercourse. Okay. So it does say non-standard danger. Advice: be prepared for any surprise. Keep the relationship clean. Astrological association. Venus in Scorpio, the third dean of Scorpio, wrong choice. Okay. So that was a ninth card. And the ninth card, I forgot to read this, but the ninth card signifies his hopes and fears. Okay. And this one is justice. It is upside down. The 10th card represents what will come. It is on this card that you concentrate your intuitive powers, your experience, and your memory, and respect to the official divinatory meaning attached thereto. It should include whatsoever you have divined from the other cards on the table, including the significator itself and concerning him or it not accepting such lights upon higher significance as might fall like sparks from heaven if the card with which serves for the oracle, the card for reading, should happen to be a trump major. The basing your thus basing your calculations, if you obtain a decisive judgment, the reading is over. If you have only to formulate the result and conclusion as regards the question of complexions, their allocations to the suits need not be taken conventionally. You can go to the temperament. You can go by the temperament of a person, one who is exceedingly dark, maybe very energetic, and who be better represented by the sword card and the pentacle. On the other hand, a very fair person who has indolent and lethargic should be allocated to cups rather than wands. Great facility may be obtained by this method, and in comparatively short time, allowance being always made for the gifts of the reader. Okay. So this is a 10 card. Justice is upside down. Justice 8. Which to me is kind of a scary card having upside down because I don't know. I just think upside down has to do with opposite. You don't have to think about it that way. It's fine if you don't. Or either opposite or not as much like the meaning, but very, very lightly. So it's either opposite or like very light of what the meaning is. Okay, the conflict between internal rules and an acute desire to break them. The girl is driven by curiosity. It's good to wear Parenja when you have a sultan who can appreciate it. And this card, in the card, the situation may well happen if the sultan pays less and less attention to his beauty, or the beckoning image of other flashes outside the window. And I want to, and it stings. Something in Hebrew. The desire to diversify your life, to try the forbidden, to taste the unknown, keep a new experience at secret. I need to touch this again. Yep, need to touch it again. There we go. Okay. Condition, curiosity, flirting, interest, ostentatious, and accessibility. It would be best if you weighed the pros and cons. Relationship characteristics. By the way, this card is upside down, and basically me. So from what I was raised in as a kid, this is absolutely breaking the rules. So maybe that's why this card is upside down. I don't know. But it's just upside down for me. Take the meaning for whatever you will. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm very happy that I'm doing it, but and I'm just talking about in the beginning where it says the conflict between internal rules and the acute desire to break them. So yeah, but what I was raised in as a kid, doing anything that had to do with magic, bad, which is stupid. Anyway, continuing on, relationship characteristic. It may be a couple's relationship where the last one of the partners, it may be a couple's relationship where at least one of the partners is already committed to someone else. There may be a connection between two married people, or only one of the partners is married. However, it does not interfere with mutual interest. Wanting to try the forbidden fruit without advertising uh, adultery. Uh, why change something in your comfortable enough life? Let's consider relationships, people not related by marriage. The card will tell about their willingness to embark on a love adventure, uh, but very carefully to not change the established routine of life. If the question concerns a married couple, we could discuss the need to diversify their lives together. Um, Physical condition. The person drove themselves into the framework of the rules, but they became cramped in them over time. Fatigue from marital duties, the desire for diversity, but without drastic changes in the already established relationship. Um, I don't know. I consider cheating a pretty drastic change. Um, but yeah, uh, feelings, interests in each other despite obstacles. Uh, Attraction appears, and then we think about uh, obstructions, don't we? A strong sense of responsibility and duty does not allow you to do what you want. Very true. Warning. Have you thought well about the consequences? Uh, what will your curiosity bring? Advice: try to look out. A new relationship will bring strange sensations. Life will sparkle with all its facets, be filled with new meaning and become more prosperous. Advice for a married couple: it is necessary to carry out a repair of your relationship. Astrological association: Leo. One significant difference in the Monera deck from the accepted schemes for settling astrological correspondences, taking as a basis the order of the arcane proposed by Order of the Golden Dawn. The author returned the arcane 8 and 9 to their former places. He refused to rearrange matters made in favor of correlating arcana with esoteric astrological attributes. Justice come before strength in this deck, but the astrological so sequence of symbols has not changed. Therefore, arcane 8 is called justice, but corresponds to the sign of Leo, and strength corresponds to Libra. Thus, the 8 arcana, the meaning of the classical justice, and the characteristics of the zodiac lion were bizarrely mixed. To the severity and correctness, even some cruelty of justice notes a playfulness, uh, vi- vivacity, uh, spontaneity added. Okay, that is all 10 of the cards that were picked out, or 11, I should say, of the cards that were picked out, counting the significator card. Also, watching this, some people when they watch these, they feel like that because they didn't watch it the day it came out, it doesn't count. Other people do because they saw it. Um, Take it however you will. I did read, so all meanings, conditions, relationship characteristics, physical condition, feeling, warning, advice, and astrological association came from the Terra Minera Complete Guide. Um, and that's all I really have to go by. Upside down, to me, it means opposite or a very, I don't know the word for it. I'm trying to think of the word for it. And the only thing I can think of right now is just the word light. Like just very light of what the meaning is. Or to say for some of you who may know about messing around with art and digital programs, uh, a very light opacity of the meaning, I guess I will say. So it's not the full meaning. It could have, you know, so some of the meaning could be there and other parts of it not even there, or it could just be opposite. That's just what I believe whenever the cards are flipped. Um, so yeah, that's it for this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.